Hello guys, welcome to Bunny's YouTube channel. Please ignore background noise and distraction. Thank you. Before we go further, make sure you have subscribed, liked and commented on the video. The subscribe button is right here. Yeah, that's the red button. Just click it. We see a very small figure sitting in someone's lap. He is crying very hard, his little fists clenching onto someone's shirt. He sobs harder while others who are standing beside them are just enjoying the view. Some are admiring his antics and some are used to of his antics as it is his usual base work. Let me tell you about the small figure you see is a 3-year-old adorable baby cookie. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Cookie is not your just average 3-year-old innocent baby, but he's a little, not whole fussier and stubborn. Hold on, my friends, this is going to be one wild ride. Cookie is the apple of his brother's eyes. With his chubby cheeks, adorable pout, he holds the ability to melt any toughest heart. Don't let his appearance fool you. He may seem innocent, but he is much more fussier than other babies his age. And by fussy, we means he can throw tantrums like no one else. But who can blame him? He has 7 brothers whom he wrapped around his little fingers, and they can do anything for him. Let me introduce you to the most fair and intimidating Mafia brothers, Jin, Namjoon, Suga, Hobie, Jimin, Tae, and Jungkook. These are tough and badass brothers who belong to the notorious Mafia family, also called the Mafia family. But when it comes to Cookie, they are a bunch of softies. Their dad, Kim, is the most feared man in the country, who is feared by his own sons. But for some days, their cold and rude behavior was hiding their softness. Cookie is sitting in Namjoon's lap, crying his eyes out. His face is hidden in the crook of Namjoon's neck. Cookie crying. Namjoon, ayaya, you are getting me wet, little bun. Namjoon kisses his forehead. Ale ale, my poor baby. Why are you crying? Tell Hayangi so that he can fix it. Well, that was not the first time he was crying. That's a normal routine. While all other brothers are sitting beside them on couch, watching with their open mouths and their eyes droopy as they just wanna go to bed and sleep for a while. Hobby, why is he crying now? Is he hurt? Sugar, my head hurts. Someone shut him up. Namjoon, you shut your mouth, Suga. Angrily. Suga, sorry, Hayangi. Namjoon, familiar to Cookie. Now tell me, what's wrong with you, huh? Cookie crying. Hayangi, Suga, Hayang took my ice cream and did not even buy me a new one. Suga, hey, hey, I told you to shut your mouth. Namjoon, that's it, Cookie. That's just an ice cream. We can have more tomorrow. Suga, Hayang, I did take his ice cream, but later I gave it back to him after taking some bites. Cookie, no, he ate half of that and he asked me to kiss him 20 times and only then he would give me my ice cream back. Namjoon, Suga, he owes you his ice cream, right? Suga, fine, Hayangi, I will get him some. Cookie, pouting, I can get away with anything, can't I? Suddenly, Cookie becomes mischievous and he runs off from Namjoon's lap while his Hayang's chasing him. Cookie, giggling, Hayangi, catch me if you can. In between running, Cookie broke an important vase. Jin, this is why we can't have nice things. Namjoon, trying to catch him. Cookie, stop running, you will hurt yourself. Finally, Hobie catches him and lifts him up, but he starts crying again. Hobie, what's wrong now? Huh? Cookie, wailing, I want that toy. Tay, picking the toy Cookie wants. Is this one? Here you go. Jin, patting Cookie's head. Okay, okay, enough crying now. It's time for bed, little man. He ran to Jin, ready to be carried to his room. Jimin, come here, you won't sleep with Jin Hyung. Cookie, but why Hyungi? Jimin, did you forget Hyungi had surgery? And it's not safe for Jin Hyung to sleep with you. Cookie, but he reads me bedtime stories and I won't get scared while sleeping with him. Their dad enters the living room after hearing the commotion. Dad, sternly, what's going on here? They are intimidating figures themselves, but the fear of their dad is clearly visible in their eyes. Cookie whispers, Daddy, Dad, why are you still awake? Jimin, sorry Dad, I was just taking him to his room. Dad, it's okay, picks up Cookie. I will put him to sleep. You all go rest now. Cookie was just a little scared as his father has very serious personality and doesn't bear fussiness in his house. Dad takes Cookie to his room, but he notices tears of strain on his face and his clothes were a little dirty. Dad, serious, you know I don't like it when you get dirty, Cuckoo. Cookie, low gaze. I just. As he could speak more, Dad picked him and took him to bathroom. He gave him a gentle bath and put him back to bed. Before going out the room, he looked back once. Dad, do you want me to read you a bedtime story? Cookie looks at his father but does not respond and closes his eyes. Dad takes his silence as no and he whispers something that wires Cookie's eyes. Dad, good night, Angel. Daddy loves you very much. A big smile appeared on his face, assuring that his daddy loves him very much. We tell you a secret. Dad maybe doesn't show his love and affection for Cookie, but he secretly adores Cookie very much. Cookie may be a fussier, but he's still a child who has big round eyes that can melt the toughest hearts. His daddy secretly at midnight sneaks into his room and gives him gentle kisses, making sure he is safe and sound. Sometimes the brother catches him around Cookie's room, but he brushes off, as he doesn't want anyone to acknowledge his weakness, not even his own sons. My heart melts describing this father son relation, but let's continue this. Time skipped to morning. As usual, all the brothers were gathered at the dining table for breakfast except they and Cookie. Dad already left without having breakfast, and it was also as usual. Cookie was crying and whimpering in his room, rubbing his pretty tender eyes. He was rubbing them since they had woken him up from his beautiful nap. They don't rub them too much. They was searching for his school uniform. As he finally searched it, he turned back to Cookie. They forcefully freshened him up and tried to wear him in his school uniform, but he kept kicking his legs in frustration, not wanting to go to school. Tay was the one who could hardly control his anger, and with Cookie, his patience started to wear thin. As Cookie made any other move, they slapped him hard on cheeks, both cheeks. His cries stopped as he looked into Tay's eyes in shock. Cookie, you hit Cookie? Say yes, and if you move a little inch, I won't regret slapping your cheeky cheeks in loop. Understand? Big tears start rolling down his cheeks. They wipes his tears with thumbs and orders him to follow him to the kitchen. His family holds his one hand while his school bag in another hand. Cookie, after swallowing slapped, now acted like a responsible baby, followed his Hyung. They both reached the dining table. Jungkook, being the lovely Hyung, noticed him, but Cookie was more distressed this time. Jungkook pulled him into his lap and softly kissed the top of his head. Sugar, oh, looks like someone has beaten our precious Cookie. Jin, Sugar, behave yourself. Focus on eating your breakfast. Tae, Hyung, please prepare his lunchbox. Namjoon, I will ask the maid and she will prepare it. Tae, no, she does not do anything responsibly. Namjoon, okay, then I will prepare it by myself. Jungkook feeds Cookie while Namjoon prepares his lunchbox. Jimin, have not you seen that? Where is he? Suga, don't pretend like you don't know. Jimin, okay, Hyung. Jungkook, have you guys noticed? Dad's anger is increasing day by day. Yeah, and please keep this silly brat away from him. He might have beaten up him one day. Obi, well, he's a man of discipline, and I can't see any disciplinary thing in him. Pointing at Cookie. Am I right, Cookie? Cookie looks at them with hurt in his eyes. They, enough bickering. Cookie, get ready. Minho Hyung will drop your school. Jin, are not you going? They, I have an important work and I don't wanna be late. Minho, entering in. Hey boys, what's up? Minho is their cousin and also Tae's best friend. Minho takes Cookie from Jungkook while playfully glaring at him. He places him on his lap and bounces up and down to cheer him. Cookie, stop Minho Hyungi, I'm not a baby. Minho, who said you are not a baby? You will always be our baby, right boys? BTS, always, laughing. Minho, okay, we should go now. Standing up, give me his school bag. They both left for school and Mafia brothers also got busy in their work. Today there was an important meeting for their Mafia work, so all the arrangements were done. That's why their dad left so early and also their happy moods were slightly different towards Cookie. Minho and Cookie arrived at his school. Minho gave him a quick peck on cheeks and left him at school door. Vayan, hi Cookie, smirking. Cookie quickly lowered his gaze and wiped his tears with his tiny face. Vayan, oh, why you crying, baby? Patting his head. Cookie, I'm not crying and don't call me baby. Vayan, I know you don't want to go to school, right? How about we bunk school? Cookie shaking his head. No, my Hyungs are already angry at me. I won't bunk school. It's not good. Vayan, oh, Cookie, just for one day, hmm? We won't tell them, okay? Cookie, but Hyungs, yeah, your Hyungs always scold you for no reason. It's your right if you have some fun. Cookie, okay, where we would go then? Vayan, that's a good boy. Let's go to park. They both bunked school and headed towards park. Little did Cookie know what's next waiting for him. Vayan was taking him to park because she wanted to take revenge from Cookie. Let me tell you, almost 3 days ago, when they both were in class, Cookie accidentally bumped in Vayan and she fell. Falling down was not a major problem, but when she fell down, other students laughed at her and called her crying baby, including Cookie. So she wanted her revenge. They both spent their time playing in the park. Meanwhile, the Mafia brothers' important meeting did not go well as they thought. Everything was ruined and they were just boiling in anger. Time skipped to evening when it's time for Cookie to come back home. It's their personal assistant, Lee's duty to pick Cookie from school. Today he was a bit late, so he rushed to his school to pick him up. To his surprise, timing of school had already ended and students were heading back to their home. Lee waited for him for a long time, but Cookie did not appear. He thought they already had picked him from school. Sometimes they picked Cookie from school without telling Lee. So he assured himself that Cookie would have gone to home with Tae and he himself headed back. Their all brothers left for home, but they was still in his office as he had some work his dad assigned him. Right after meeting, Dad left for USA. They received a message from Jimmy Hyung that Cookie still has not reached home. Is he with him? They quickly made a call to his assistant, Lee. They, on phone, have you picked Cookie from school? Coldly. Lee, nervously. No, no, boss. I thought you have already picked him. They, shouting. Me? Joke, I was in meeting. How could I? Lee, boss, I waited for him, but he did not appear, so I thought he had gone with you. They angrily hanged the call. They, to himself, where would that brat have gone now? He again made a call to Lee. They, where are you now? Lee, boss, I'm going back to his school to find him. They spread your men everywhere. I want my brother now. I'm coming there. He made a way to Cookie's school in the urge to find him as it was getting dark. He was driving like a crazy man while his phone kept buzzing with calls, but he was not responding to any of them except their dad, as he can't ignore his call. Low voice. Yes, Dad. Dad, where is Cookie? I don't know, Dad, but we are finding him. We will find him soon. Dad, what do you mean finding him? He's just a toddler. Where could he have gone? Relax, Dad. I'm going there. I will find him soon. Dad, I'm coming back to Korea, and the very first thing I will see is Cuckoo. Do you understand? Yes, Dad. Hanging the call. They reached his school, where Lee and his men were already finding Cookie. Lee, boss, we have checked everywhere, but the young master is nowhere to be seen. They, has he been kidnapped by our rivals? Lee, there is possibility, boss. They were looking for your weakness. Right hand man. Boss, there is a children's park some miles away. We should go check there. Go and look for him. Cookie to Vayan. We should go back now to school. Hoyangi would be looking for me. Vayan grabbing his hand. No, you won't go now. Cookie, please let me go. Vayan pushed him hard to the ground and Cookie started crying. Vayan, such a crybaby you are, Cookie. There's right hand man reached there and he saw Cookie crying. Hand man, young master, picking him up. What are you doing here? Cookie, crying. Hoyang, I want to go to Hoyang. Tay was worried sick about him, but then he saw his right hand man carrying a child. When he came closer, he saw he was Cookie. They immediately took him from his man, and Cookie, being a crying and scared baby, buried his face into his neck. Where he was, rubbing his back. Right hand man, boss, he was in the park. What he was doing there? Alright, now we have found young master, so we are heading back. On the way back home, they did not ask Cookie anything while he was crying continuously. After exhausted from crying continuously, he fell asleep in his arms. They reached his mansion, where his brothers were anxiously waiting for him and Cookie. Cookie was now sleeping peacefully with his head resting on Tae's shoulders. When they saw Cookie with Tae, they quickly came to him. Namjoon, where he was? Tell me. They slightly noticed his head, to which servants came near him. They handed Cookie to one of them. They take him to his room and put him to bed. Pause. And prepare some banana shake and pancakes for him. Maid, right away, sir. Jimin, why don't you tell us where he was? He was in the park. Jungkook, park? But he was doing there. Suga, he's a child. What probably he can do there? Use your common sense. Hobby, but how he reached there? His friends must have taken him there. Jimin, okay, you go and rest a bit, yeah, I will, and please inform Dad. He was being very sick for him. Jungkook, Dad? Amazing. Jin, we can expect little surprises from our dad. Chuckles. Time skipped to 1 hour. They received a call from Cookie's school teacher where he informed him that Cookie bunked school today. He was seen going to park with her classmate Vayan. This news was blasting bomb for him as Cookie never ever did that, betraying his Hyungs. They quickly went to Cookie's room where Cookie was already woken up and was doing his homework. They grabbed his hand and pulled him out of the room to the living room where his rest of the brothers were sitting. They ordered Cookie to stand in front of themselves and he himself sat on the couch, leaning against the couch with legs crossed. He was continuously glaring Cookie with that eyes without even blinking them. Meanwhile, Cookie was fidgeting with his fingers and sometimes looking up and seeing they looking at him. Then he looks down quickly. The rest of the brothers were witnessing the scene with wide eyes, unable to understand what was happening between them. Namjoon, would you like to tell us what's all this? Ayangi, he has broken our trust, betrayed us. Jimin raised his eyebrows. Why are you making it difficult for us to understand? He bunked his school with some girl classmate. Jungkook, what the cookie you bunked school? Jin, nah, it's not possible. Are you sure? Yeah, 100%. His class teacher then informed me. Namjoon, what should I do with you? I can't even scold you more, Cookie. Tay, Lee, yes boss. Bring wooden stick. Make sure it's thin and left painful. Cookie's eyes widened in fear and he started shaking. Sugar, you can't do that, Tay. He's just a child. Tay, he's not a child anymore. He bunked school and you say he's a child? Seriously? Lee came back with a stick and handed it to Tay. Lee, boss, please think about it. Tay, shut up. I want all maids and servants to leave the living room right now, shouted. All the maids and servants who were there left the living room. Jungkook to Namjoon. Hyungi, please spare him. It's normal. Namjoon, no Jungkook. For breaking the rules of Mafia family, he must be punished. Tay to Cookie. Come here. I said, come here. Cookie gulped and slowly came toward him. Cookie, Hyungi, sorry, I won't do that again. Tay, don't worry, I won't even leave you able to do this again. Just then they started hitting him with a stick. Cookie's cries go unheard. Leave a consoling comment for Cookie. He was not hitting him so hard, but Cookie was a tender child. He could not bear hitting by a stick. He hit his butt with a stick and his hands over 10 times. His hands were all red and he was hiccuping loudly. They grabbed his hand and left him in the dark room. Room was not much dark, but to Cookie it was dark as black color. They left him in the dark room and locked outside. If anyone tried to unlock him or if tried to show any mercy, then I would forget any relation. They all were feeling sorry for Cookie, but they can't do anything else feeling sorry. Inside the dark room, he was shaking in fear. Just imagine. His poor body laying on cold floor. He was trembling continuously, asking for forgiveness. Cookie, miserable. Sorry, Hayangi. Hiccups. I won't do that again. Just then outside the mansion, Dad hurriedly stepped out of car and made his way towards living room. The, the very first thing he asked about Cookie. Jin, Dad, cuts off. Dad, where is Cookie? Bring him to me. Namjoon, Dad, he is. Pause and looks away. Dad, Jungkook, what the hell you are doing here? Follow my orders. Bring Cookie to me. Jungkook gathers and courage to speak. Jungkook, Dad, he is in. Tae speaks. Tae, he is in the dark room. I locked him there. Dad, dark room? What nonsense, Tae? Tae, he bunked school and went to park with his fellow. Before you punished him, I punished him first. Dad, give me the keys of room. Tae hands him the dark room keys. Dad, grabbing the keys. I will talk to you all later. Dad rushed to dark room. He quickly opened it. The moment he saw Cookie miserably laying on the floor, his heart broken into millions of pieces. He had never imagined he would see his Cookie in this state. Cookie, don't touch me. Go away. Shouting. Go away. Dad, baby, it's Daddy. No one can touch you. Dad quickly picked him in arms and holds him close as he could hear his slow and heavy breathing. Dad, shouting, bring the doctor now. There was a print of silence in mansion. We can just hear Dad talking and walking around. Brothers were seen standing there, defeated, looking down as they have lost everything today. Dad took him to his own room. He laid him on bed and himself sat on bed beside him. Dad, caressing his hair. Baby, open your eyes. See, it's Daddy. Please open your eyes. Daddy won't leave you alone again. As he took his hands in his own hands, Cookie flinched and he pulled his hands away. Daddy, what happened, baby? Looking at his hands. Cookie, it hurts. Don't touch my hands. Dad gently took his hands in his own hands and kissed them. He put ointment on his hands and made a silent promise to him that he won't ignore his son again. The doctor came and examined Cookie, leaving him in shock that someone has beaten him wildly. Brothers lost everything today. They were just remembering the day Cookie came into their life and how they treated him, only to get satisfaction after losing the best mafia deal. Because today they lost their most important mafia deal, they released all their anger on Cookie. Dad, Baby, please forgive your daddy. Daddy were mean to you, being an innocent and pure, and seeing hurt, weakness, and feelings in his daddy's eyes. Cookie forgave his daddy, but he started ignoring his Hyungs. He was still afraid of them. He never talks to them, or even he shakes or trembles in fear whenever they tries to touch or come near him. Dad also forbade them to come near Cookie until Cookie forgives them. He himself feeds him and takes care of his everything and never leaves him alone even for a second. I hope you would have liked it. Can I get to know? Do you like it or not?